Yeah, hi guys, it's Emotional Warrior here. Just thought I'd touch base on spirituality and mental health and my thoughts around it. Um, for a long time there, during all my battles within my mind, when I was stuck in loopholes, reliving the hellish events from my life over and over again and creating more hell on a daily basis, pushing people away, um, taking my frustration and anger out on people, drinking the pain away, getting into fights, trying to numb the pain, I guess, and stop the thoughts from replaying. Um, I guess when I found spirituality was the night I went on a drinking spree for like every day for a couple of months, and one night I broke down. It was like 3 in the morning. And I was just crying and crying, and I wasn't a religious guy or spiritual guy. I was kind of spiritual. Like I believed in my ancestors. I'm an Indigenous Australian, and this night I just couldn't take no more of the pain, and I didn't want to keep replaying the thoughts in my head. I remember breaking down, had my head down on the table, and I was just crying and crying, and I started speaking while I was crying. And before I know it, I was looking up into the stars. Like I said, it's 3 in the morning or whatever. I remember just saying, like, if there is a God out there, I welcome you to step into my life. I don't want to feel this pain no more. I don't want to have these bad thoughts no more. I don't want to hurt the people that I love more than anything anymore. And I remember I felt like this hand come on my back. Like physically somebody put the hand on my back. And I heard this voice say, "It's all right. Everything's gonna be okay." Anyhow, I remember going to bed, I don't know, about an hour later or something after I finished crying. And I woke up around 6:30 the next morning, I only had a couple of hours sleep. That was usual. I still had, half a carton of alcohol in the fridge. And usually when I'd wake up, I'd just start drinking again. But something changed in me within those couple of hours. And I didn't pick up a drink. So that same night came around, and I thought, well, what am I going to do now? I'm not drinking. How am I going to sleep? So I decided to try out like one of those lucid dreaming meditation sleep things that they got on YouTube here. And I went, put my headphones on, lied down in bed and listened to one, and had a mystical experience during that, went to the higher realms. And from that moment on, I got addicted to that. So I started meditating, started spending more time out in what was at the time pool yard of the house I was staying in, renting, and had 2 big lovely gum trees, almost like twins. So I sat under there. Oh, sorry, there's a helicopter going over. Yeah, so I sit under there and started meditating. And I think I went about 10 months meditating and getting into it. I remember a seed was planted though, actually, that same day I woke up. I jumped on YouTube and somebody planted a seed. And I went, you know what? Yeah, that could be me. Like, what if that can really happen to me? What if all that life experience I had, all those events, like what if it all led to this very moment, where I asked for divine intervention, and I asked for something that, well, where I come from, people wouldn't even dare to ask, and straight away I started watering that seed, and The thing where I went wrong was I started telling people straight away, and that caused more of a breakdown between relationships, because it's like people start telling you you're crazy, that'll never happen to you, what makes you think you're special, all that sort of stuff. And so since that moment, it's been a ride and a half. It's been about 2.5 years now, and during those 2.5 years, there's been some ups and downs. I won't lie, I relapsed and went back to the drink, because I let that old victim mentality that I suffered from before I had my spiritual awakening replay again, and fell for those situations and events that occurred the same way the old me would, instead of the way the new me would that I was working on. Anyway, so I lost everything twice over. Lost my relationship with my partner, got a place of my own, started moving in, started living life again. But then I thought I was that much on a roll that I thought, well, I'd have another drink and celebrate. Little did I know I was set myself up for failure. I crashed again. Things I thought, you think things are bad when you break up with somebody that you love and somebody you got a family with, until you realize the pain they're in, and more stuff comes at you. And I didn't realize at the time that everything that really happened right up until this moment was shaping me and building me into the person I got to be, the person I chose to be, if I wanted what I asked for when that seed got planted. It wasn't until a couple of days ago that everything started clicking, everything started making sense. I started looking back on things, and then instead of saying, why did this happen to me? It was more along the lines of, okay, I see what that was trying to teach me now. And I went through another rebirthing about 5 days ago, where my whole mental game changed. I wake up in the morning and there was no, bad thoughts, no negative self-talk thoughts coming in, and it was like, I made it. I really made it. Like, this is the person who I have to be, so I can call in that which I've asked for. They really say, if you want something from the universe, then you have to match that frequency. I didn't quite wrap my head around it this whole time, until my rebirthing. Don't get me wrong, the last few months, I've been having breakthroughs up here, mentally, spiritually. Been having breakthroughs, and I've been seeing things, and I've taken notice of old programming, you could say, from the old subconscious mind, trying to replay similar events in my outer reality. And now I know, I consciously pull up and say, I see what's happening here. This is the old programming, or if you like, this is the old self trying to hold on to itself, or see if I've really evolved and transformed into this new person that I have to be before my wish comes true. My desire comes to me. And yeah, I'm here now. It's really, truly amazing that the transformation that can happen in the mind, and the weight that gets lifted off your shoulders, and you come to realize that everything you went through, it was all put there to make you into the person you were destined to be. I feel that within me. People might look at me and think he's different, or he still doesn't have much, or whatever, but they don't realize it's not about the material side of things. It's about a mindset. It's about connecting to the higher self within. It's about believing within yourself. If you can't believe within your own self, how the hell can you believe in a higher power? Because that higher power that everybody prays to, everybody looks to, that I looked to 2.5 years ago, is not out there in the sky. It's not up there somewhere beyond the clouds. It's in here, and it's in here. You got to make the connection. Make the two become one, you know? The thoughts and emotions, they have to match. That's how you set the new program. This is just a video to, you know, encourage others out there. Others that are fighting. You know, ask yourself the question, what could your best life look like? Picture what it would look like. Feel what it would look like. Picture, ask yourself, what would you look like? How would you walk? How would you talk? How would you feel? And you know, really soak it up for a bit. Really soak it up for a bit. Grasp onto it, and then make the conscious decision right then and there that you're going to go for it. And then no matter what anybody tells you, no matter what anybody says, no matter how many times people try to put your fire out, you reassure yourself that what you are watering up here, these new seeds to this new garden, that's your end game, and nobody steps in your way to stop you. Nobody, not even your partner, not even your siblings, not even your parents. This is the mindset you have to get to. I didn't even realize during all those times between then, when I first asked for help when I was broken, to now, that it was all the part of the process. It was a part of me becoming this version of me right now. And it feels great to actually be here, guys. It really does. And yeah, the outer world might look like I'm not living the millionaire lifestyle and that. Well, yet anyway. But I'm definitely matched it vibrationally. Ain't nobody's gonna stop me. You know, I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it for everybody that comes from the same similar background. Everybody that's stuck in the dark. Everybody that thinks there's no light at the end of the tunnel. I'm telling you, make the choice. Make the choice and work towards it. And no matter what happens to you, no matter what comes at you, you have to remind yourself, it's all part of the process. Trust the process. If you were to get what you asked for, especially if it was something big, you know, something out of this world that none of your family members would even ask for, you know, straight away when you asked, what would really happen? You'd set yourself up for more failure. You know, you wouldn't be able to handle it. I've only come to realize this recently. I know now that this person that I invented, not the person that everybody else invented through auto-suggestions and beliefs about what sort of life I had, like anything to do with victim mentality, that I chose to believe. That person's gone now. This is a new me. This is a new being. It's renewed up here. And that's why I think this real spiritual war is in the mind. Everything's in the mind. Everything in your outer reality is a reflection of how you think about the world and about yourself and what you choose to believe about it all. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you have a dream, no matter how big, just go for it. Because even if it, you know, the end goal doesn't manifest, man, the version of you that's going to manifest, like the version of me that I am now, that's worth it in the end. Alone. Go after it, guys. Don't give a shit about what anyone says. And stop playing the victim. You're not a victim. You're a creator. Choose your path. You can do it too. Cheers.